It's the Xbox Deals Unlocked Sale 2025. We're here on Xbox. We're going to be diving in and talking about the sales in USD, which is the American currency. Be sure to like the videos. Subscribing is great as well. This is going to be obviously different pricing depending on where you live. This sale, like with the spring sale, is a week later this year for the first time in 5 years. So it seems like Xbox is really far behind on getting their sales out the door. But typically, the Deals on Lock sale, which you see on the right-hand side there, typically these sales are lined up with the Xbox Showcase, which was last week. So Xbox, something is going on with their marketplace. Something is slow, but we're going to be talking about it, going over the best deals. So this ends on the 6th to the 23rd. There is some decent sales in this deal, but I would, if something is not to the degree of sales that you want, there will be the large summer sale in July, which is about a month from now, kind of the middle of the month. But like I said, everything for Xbox is like a week delayed this year. I don't know why. That's just how it is. I've been doing these streams talking about sales for about 5 years, and whatever reason, this year they are like way behind schedule. And that Deals Unlocked banner is hilariously repetitive. I don't know why they did it like that. It seems kind of lazy. Is what it is. So yeah, so the summer sales, 1 month from now in July, we'll come back, we'll talk about that, we'll do it. But for now, this is the Deals Unlocked sale, which ends on the 6th to the 23rd. So there's some decent stuff. We're going to be going over it, talking about it, and everything like that. So first off, this is the first sale we've seen for the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, which is also on Game Pass. Again, any of these deals show Game Pass. You can just download them that way. So it's a lot easier to go in that kind of a format here. A big cut on FIFA. This one they just dropped on Game Pass, I believe, or it should be coming soon. EA Play, yeah, it should be on. If it's not on Game Pass already, it should be coming to Game Pass pretty soon, FIFA. Civilization 7, I think this is the first deal we've seen, price-wise. South of Midnight, it's kind of a Game Pass cannon fodder game. Actually surprised it has that many, like, that high of a review score from, like, fan reviews. That's actually quite interesting. But yeah, this one is on Game Pass as the first sale for this game. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6. Again, with stuff like this, make sure you're checking the different bundles to see what kind of options you can get. Looks like Modern Warfare 2 is on sale too. Black Ops 6 is on sale. Black Ops 7 is coming out. It is on Game Pass. We've got another deal on Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance. I think this is... Well, no, there was a... I think there was wasn't there like a little bit of a spring sale on this one? I don't know, but 25% off if you want the gold edition with the DLC. The first DLC just launched. The Division 2, they just dropped this on Game Pass, but if you want to buy DLC or get the full edition of the game, definitely worth taking a look at. If you've been enjoying it on Game Pass, you want to buy to own, this is an option for you. It Takes Two is great, but it's available on Game Pass Ultimate. 50% off if you haven't done the Diablo 4 expansion. So this is the chapter that continues the events. There's not one this year, so you can kind of catch up, and then I'm assuming next year they're going to have another Diablo 4 expansion, which is quite exciting. You got WWE. Again, for any of the sports titles, make sure you're checking out the bundles to know which version you're buying and for your particular proper console platform. So Veilguard, this is the deepest cut I think we've seen for Veilguard thus far, 50% off. This should be on Game Pass pretty soon. I don't know when, but it should be pretty soon. This is the deepest cut I've seen on Resident Evil. Gold Edition, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition. But there's also different bundles that you may want to look at. But yeah, $15 for Resident Evil Village is absolutely fantastic. I mean, obviously RE9 just got announced not too long ago, so it's not too bad. Starfield, Yakuza, Pirates, Fallout 76, which is, on Game Pass, but you can play it. The Definitive Edition of Mortal Kombat 1, 60% off. You get the DLC, not too bad. 40%, that's about the usual for Armored Core. I think this is the deepest cut we've seen on Alan Wake 2. $32, 60% off. You get all the DLC. Dying Light 2 might be a good time to get into this one because the Beast expansion standalone game is coming out pretty soon, so you might appreciate that. Space Marine 2, typical price cut. They've just launched this on the first one. They've just launched the first one remastered on Game Pass. I'll have a review for that coming soon. Death Stranding. This is the deepest cut I think we've seen. 50% off. $20. Pretty expansive game. I'm not necessarily huge on it, but the Outlast Trials. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's like a multiplayer take on Outlast, so that's not a bad way to go about it. Anyways, let's take a look here further. Got some other stuff. Plague Tale Requiem's really good. So is a Plague Tale Innocence. Both very, very well worth games. The bundle's not on sale though. But seriously, these are absolutely fantastic titles. Well worth checking out. Yeah, seriously, buying both of them for like $30. That's a great deal, especially since there's a spin-off coming out soon. That's not too bad. We got your Alan Wake's $5 for the remaster. Wow, I feel like I got ripped off. I still haven't done a stream of Alan Wake Remastered, but it's on sale for $5. Okay, so this one is FPS boosted. Some people say the remastered Alan Wake has some like weird visual things that are kind of different for the game that doesn't quite look right. But like honestly, Alan Wake is an all-time classic. Do you want a higher resolution and a good frame rate? Go with the remaster. If you want the original game as it was intended to be, but with a higher frame rate, go with Alan Wake, the original version of it, because it has FPS boost. But like, no, seriously, it's an all-time classic. Definitely worth playing. Kim bought kind of a decent little platformer game, Age of Mythology. It is on Game Pass. Alan Wake's American Nightmare is a nice standalone spin-off, kind of continuation of Alan Wake. $3 is a great deal. Alien Isolation, FPS boosted, $10. It's the usual sale price for it. Pretty good deal there. Let's see what else we got. Old arcade games, $2 for Galaga. Galaga's pretty fun if you've never played Galaga. It's a little shooter thing. I actually do recommend Galaga. I quite like it. Ark is 50% off. They just did a big current gen update. I have to do a video on that and working on it. But yeah, $23, 50% off, not bad at all. Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. That is, like $9. Not bad at all for that. This one runs at 4K 60 on the Series X, so pretty good deal. I always recommend taking a look at the Assassin's Creed bundles. Sometimes you can get the Legendary Collection for super cheap. But yeah, it's for any of the Creeds, right? They got them for like $10 a pop. Black Flag's getting remade soon. So stay tuned for that. Should be at least announced in the next 6 months. It was supposed to come out this year. Might get delayed till early next year. We'll have to wait and see. But Mirage is pretty fun. $20 for Mirage. But there's different bundles for Ubisoft stuff. Always check your bundles. You never know. Ubisoft on these sales, there's always really good bundles. I mean, Origins for like $10, $11 for like the full version of Origins with like the deluxe edition. That's a great deal. You get all this DLC and stuff like that. Like these games, you can spend like 100 hours playing some of these. Like the new ones, right? Like Valhalla, Origins, Odyssey, and Shadows. Those are like 100-hour games. And then the older ones, they're a lot shorter, which is kind of nice because you can actually finish them. But they're all pretty good. So all good Creed deals. Azura's Wrath, that's a pretty good price for this game. But normally, a lot of people mention that you do need to buy like all the DLC to really get the full game, which kind of sounds weird, but that's just how this game was made back in the 360 era. So like these lost episodes apparently are quite a big part of the story and the narrative. So that might be something to keep in mind. Atomic Heart, they just announced a MMORPG spin-off and a sequel. So Atomic Heart is going to expand soon, so it's not a bad price. Atlas Fallen for $20 is actually worth it. It's on Game Pass though. Deepest cut I think we've seen for Avatar thus far. Like 67% off across the board for different editions. Back for Blood for like $6 is fun. It's Left 4 Dead 3 and all but the name, but typically I will say the Back for Blood Ultimate Edition goes on sale for like $10, and the expansions actually add quite a bit of content to the game. Ball in Wonderland for $6. Woo! Anyone want to throw in a donation so I can go do a video on Ball in Wonderland? The game's apparently terrible. The Arkham, actually, Return to Arkham. Usually there's a collection. I don't know if that's on sale. Return to Arkham. Oh, no. Okay, so this is 1 and 2. Sometimes you can get a bundle that includes Arkham Knight, but like $5 for 2 great Batman games. not bad at all. And then yeah, Arkham Knight. But that's what I was saying is like usually the Arkham Collection bundle. Yeah, sometimes this goes on sale for like $12, but $3 is it's not bad. But yeah, the Arkham Collection bundle has all the DLC, so it might be worth waiting for that. Banishers for $30 is not bad. A little Souls-like, pretty decent experience. Got all your Battlefield cannon fodder, Bioshock, $10 for 3 Bioshock games. It's always on sale for $10. You don't buy it this sale, it'll be on sale on the next sale. Always worth it. Blacktail is actually really, really cool. For several dollars, I do recommend this game. It's like a weird, twisted Baba Yaga kind of witch thing. I did a stream on it. Very, very bizarre but neat game. Ooh, Blinks. I don't think I've ever seen Blinks on sale. $5. It is on Game Pass, but like, yeah, $5, not bad for Blinks at all. Oh, the Blood Rain games are on sale, 40% off. This might be because I'm trying to think of the Canadian pricing because obviously I'm in Canada, but I wanted to buy these games forever, but they never do like a good price point. And apparently these two games are like not the greatest like ports for remasters, but like might be time for me to grab them. 40%. I'll have to see the Canadian pricing on those ones, but yeah, I've always wanted to grab the Blood Rain games. Blue Dragon, this is the usual price cut for that one, but that's a classic JRPG. Borderlands, usually the Pandora's box is the best bang for your buck, considering you get like all the games and all the DLC, but if you're missing any Borderlands stuff, and a Borderlands 4 coming out, good way to go about it. Usual prices. Oh, we got a Call of Duty stuff on sale. Okay, so Bulletstorm is a lot of fun for $4, but I always recommend getting Duke Nukem's tour, so you play as Duke Nukem because it's hilarious. So if you buy that for $4, you buy the DLC for $5, and you get like Duke Nukem. It's really, really entertaining. Burnout Paradise Remastered, $5 is a steal. It's on Game Pass though. Call of Cthulhu, this game's kind of neat for $4. That's actually a really good deal on that game, not bad. You got your Call of Duty cannon fodder. I'd like to pretend that someday this stuff will end up on Game Pass. Knowing Xbox, it never will, but you know, all the cons are like 50% off, which is usual sale pricing for them. They don't typically go any cheaper, but you know, World of War is an all-time classic, $10. Not bad at all. Let's see what else we got here. Chorvis for $5. I gotta do a stream on that at some point. I've been super lazy, but apparently this game's really cool. So for $5, like, you know, it's like a ship flying battling game. Not terrible. What else we got here? Code Vein, which is Dark Souls vampire kind of, and it's Dark Souls anime basically, but you know, $12 not bad. The sequel just got announced. Crash 4 will be on Game Pass in like a week. Crash Trilogy is on Game Pass, but you know, there's lots of different Crash Bandicoot bundles. Crash Rumble is a dead game, but it's really cool, but it is a dead game. I'm shocked they never added that to Game Pass. Oh, cool, we got some Final Fantasy stuff. We'll get to that in a sec. So Crime Boss Rackay City, if you like Payday, the heist, this is actually a really cool game for $5. It's exactly like it, but they've got all these old washed up kind of stars in it and stuff, and you know, it's kind of fun. Crimson Dragon's a pretty cool on rails dragon shooter, kind of like the, oh god, what's it called, Legend of Orda. It's an old dragon, is it Legend of Dragoon? And it's something like that, but it's a pretty decent on rails dragon game for $4. It's not bad. I'm shocked this has never been on Game Pass since first party, but you know. Crimson Skies, one of the all-time great dogfighting games. $5 is excellent, but it's on Game Pass. Final Fantasy spin-off stuff, you know, Dark Void for $3 is really good. D4 for $3.74 is good too. I quite like this game, but you know, it's just like an episode and they never finished it, so it's just kind of like a tease of a story for what you wish there was more to. Crusader Kings 3, great kind of strategic driven game, $20, usual price cut. What else we got here? Dead by Daylight DLC on sale. Dead Island stuff. So Dead Island and Dead Island Definitive Edition. These are FPS boosted under 20 FPS, so pretty good Dead Island experiences. This one has uneven gamer score, so a little easier to get into Dead Island Riptide, but pretty fun games for $3. And then you got your Dead Risings. So it's kind of funny. So ever since they did Dead Rising Remaster, they refuse to put the Dead Rising triple pack or Dead Rising 1 on sale. So they used to do Dead Rising 1, 2, and 2 off the record for $5 a pop. But now, ever since they did that remaster, they absolutely refuse to put Dead Rising 1 on sale. Seriously, like it used to be $5 for each of these games for like 40 years or something like that. And like, yeah, no problem. Love going over the sales. So like they refuse to do that now, which is kind of funny because you used to be able to get the triple pack for like $10 or whatever. They stopped doing that once they did this remaster to try to sell it more, which is hilarious. But no, the Dead Risings are great. 2 off the record is the best one. 3 and 4 are fun for like $6. They're worth it for sure, unless you want to get like the gold editions with DLC. Dead Space, usual price. Same with Deathloop, $12, usual pricing for that one. Deceive Inc., I think they stopped updating that. The Deus Ex games, like seriously, for $6 for 2 Deus, like these games are absolutely legendary, great games. For $6, they're really good. Sometimes though, you can get the gold edition really cheap, so you might want to wait for that. But like for $6, that's really really good. Deliver Us Mars for $10 is pretty good. We got your Devil May Cries. So we kind of talked about Diablo stuff. I'm waiting for Diablo 2 to be on Game Pass at some point. Should eventually be on there. Anyways, guys, it's been a while. Be sure to like the stream. Subscribing's great. Donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Channel member gifting. The Patreon option and the Discord for stream alerts. And there's also the Amazon store affiliate link. But if you are buying the Diablo games, the Eternal Collection is pretty good because you get all the content. Or there's usually like an anthology Diablo collection, but you might want to wait till a later sale to get that. What else we got here? Dishonored stuff, that's Game Pass cannon fodder, but $5, $6 usual sale prices. What else we got? Doom, but like again, it's Game Pass cannon fodder, but if you want to buy the Dooms, they're like a few bucks each. Not bad. Defense Grid, yeah, Defense Grid 2 is pretty good. You got your Dragon Ages, so like $4 or $5 a pop. Most of them, if not all of them, are FPS boosted. Pretty great games, but they're on Game Pass Ultimate. Dragon's Dogma 2, good price. About usually what we see for sale. It's a great game. Very, very good role-playing game. What else we got? Duke Nukem World Tour, $2. Like any game is like $1 or $2. It's not bad. Like you're probably gonna get value out of playing something for like $1 or $2. But Dungeons & Dragons is like a side-scrolling classic, but Duke Nukem 3D is like for a couple bucks, a little shooter game. Dying Light. So usually you would want to buy the Dying Light Definitive Edition. Like $4 isn't really good for Dying Light, but like honestly, the Definitive Edition goes on sale super cheap all the time. I would just wait on that one. Dustborn. Nah, I'm just kidding. What else we got? It might be time for me to finally get Eden Gate 5. Let's see how much it is in Canada land. What else we got? Evil Dangerous or Elite Dangerous. They stopped supporting on consoles, so not really worth it. Fear 3 for $5, usual sale price for that one. You got your Fables, $7, $14, usual price points. What else we got here? Your Far Cry. So like I said, with all Ubisoft stuff, make sure you're checking out the various bundle options that exist for your Far Cries. Sometimes the Insanity Bundle or the Anthology Bundle are super, super cheap for a lot of Far Cry action. But yeah, if you are buying Far Cry 5, make sure you also get New Dawn since they go hand in hand. I'm theorizing Primal will be getting a current gen update in the not too distant future. Fight Night Champion, $4. All the Final Fantasies are on sale. So if you want to, buy Final Fantasy to own it. I was supposed to get like a code to check out the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters, but that never happened. I think it was like a year ago. Absolutely shafted on that one. But all the Final Fantasy stuff, all the canon fodder is on sale. Ahead of, 16 coming out and then 7 Remake coming. No, Dragon's Dogma 2 is a completely different game from Dragon's Dogma 1. It's well worth playing. I streamed it. It's phenomenal, man. It's really, really good. You got your Forzas, which again, Game Pass. Fusion Frenzy, usual price cut on Game Pass. Get Even, always on sale for this much. Ghostwire Tokyo, same pricing stuff as per usual. Gotham Knights, they usually do the gold edition for like $7 or $8, so I'd just wait on that, honestly. GTA 5 stuff. Greedfall 2 should be coming eventually, so that's a pretty fun role-playing game. Sort of Fable-esque. $10 ain't bad. What else we got? Grand Theft Auto, 60%. That's the usual price cut for that one. Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a must-play game. Seriously, I highly, highly, highly recommend this game. $9 ain't bad. What else we got? What is Haunted House? I've never even heard of that. Let's see what else is out here. Hogwarts Legacy. I think this is the cheapest price cut I've seen on this one. Like $17, not bad. Homefront: The Revolution is terrible, but like it's FPS boosted, so it's better. And like it's, I don't know. I haven't seen Peppa Pig pop up yet, sadly. So Homefront: The Revolution, it's like, but you know, it's like a few bucks. It's like whatever. What else we got here? Other stuff. Immortals is a lot of fun. But like with Ubisoft, check all your different bundles. I think that one, was that one on Game Pass? I might have been. What else is there? Let's see. Injustice 2. The Injustice combo bundle, the fighter bundle here goes on sale for like $8 all the time. So like I would go with that bundle instead of buying it separately. So you get like all the DLC and Mortal Kombat 11 and all the DLC. So I'd wait for that, a different sale to go on sale for that one. Insurgency, you know, it's like $13, not bad. Let's see. Jade Empire goes on sale for 75% all the time, but $2 for one of the all-time classics is well worth it. What else we got here? Just Cause. Apparently Just Cause 5 was canceled internally, which kind of sucks if you're a Just Cause fan, but you know, $3, like under $5 if you want to get all the DLC and stuff, not bad. Same with Just Cause 4. Kingdom Come 1. You know, you want to prepare for Kingdom Come 2, like kind of play and get ready and play the sequel afterwards, or you've played the sequel, you want to play the first one. You know, $8. Not bad. Got all your Kingdom Heart cannon fodder. I'm not even going to dive into that. We've got, so these two games are quite similar. They're kind of like a bit of a sequel in the first game in this series. It's like a twin-stick shooter game with like a bit of puzzle work. Honestly, like a few bucks each. These are actually pretty fun little games. LA Noire, 50% off. That's about the usual price. I've been wanting to do a video on LA Noire forever, but it's still not quite cheap enough for me to cover. But anyways, Kona Broom. Kona. You know, $6 is really good for that. The Lego games, they always go on sale for $5, so nothing different here. The only thing I always say is if you are wanting the Lego Marvel games, typically the Lego Marvel Collection goes on sale for $10. I would wait for this one to go on sale for $10. It is the most worthwhile of the package. You get the 3 games and all the DLC, so wait for that sale at a later time. And again, the summer sale will be in about a month, so I would just wait for that. Life is Strange stuff. I love Life is Strange. I'm waiting for this one to go 80% off so I can grab the Remaster collection, but you know, the Life is Strange games. True Colors is actually really good. It may sound silly, but it's actually a great game. Double Exposure, not as great, but you know, if you want to see probably what's the end of Max's story, I would go for it, but it'll probably go on sale deeper over time. A couple of Yakuza games, you know, $20, you get like 40-hour games, not bad. Gollum, one of the greatest. Nah, this game is terrible. I'd stay away from this game. Like, if this game goes for like $2, it's worth a laugh, but like, yeah. Lost Judgment. So Judgment is like the best Yakuza game. The same universe and everything, same map, and Lost Judgment is the sequel to that, but very, very good. Lost Odyssey, great game. Usual price cuts. The Lost Planet games, I'm a big fan of Lost Planet, so I always recommend them. $4 a pop ain't bad. The Mafia Trilogy Collection for $12 is incredible. You know, prepare for the Mafia sequel or prequel. So, you know, 3 great games, definitive editions, $12, not bad. I think this is the deepest price cut for Marvel vs. Capcom. Probably feeling pretty jealous since Marvel went with a different company. Midnight Suns is really cool if you like turn-based games. This is actually a great game. Nobody supported it. The Mass Effect Legendary Edition. You know, you get the trilogy for like $6, but it's on Game Pass. What else we got here? Oh, all the Metal Gear cannon fodder's on sale. Metal Gear Collection 50% off. Pretty good. Peace Walker $6. pick and choose your Metal Gear Poison. The Metro Saga bundle goes on sale for $12 all the time. So, usual price point, great deal, 3 great games, well worth it. Shadow of War, I typically recommend waiting to buy the definitive edition because you get all the DLC and it goes on sale for like $1 or 2 more, so I would wait on that game. We've got the Monster Hunter stuff, usual price point, $10 is pretty typical. Like I said, Mortal Kombat 11, I recommend waiting for the Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice bundle. Usually goes on sale for like $8. You get all the DLC. I'm saying it's a better deal. Mortal Kombat X, typically you want to buy the XL version when that goes on sale. I would recommend buying it at some point if you do want to own it, because eventually it will get delisted because of licensing. Mortal Shell 1, like $3, so Mortal Shell 2 is coming out. They just announced that, I think, last weekend. But, yeah, $3 for Mortal Shell is pretty good. It's just, it's another Dark Souls game, but the sequel is coming, so, Merciful Suspect, I want to do a stream of this someday. I bought it. It's on sale for $3 all the time. It was an early, launch Xbox One era game. I don't think it went over very well, but yeah. Your Need for Speeds, sometimes they go on sale for a few dollars each. Theoretically, eventually the licensing will run out on some of the older ones, but just lots of Need for Speed cannon fodder. Nier Replicant, I really want this, but yeah, it never really goes on cheap sale. Nier Automata, great game, 60% off, about the usual. Got your Ninja Gaidens. These are the usual price cuts for these ones. I think 50% off. Ninja Gaiden 2 for that much is that's too expensive for how old that is, but whatever. What else we got? Your Ori games. They're on Game Pass though. Outriders, pretty fun. Gears of War meets Destiny, but $10, not bad. Complete edition, you get a pretty good expansion, so you might want to go for that instead. What else we got? Persona 5, Persona 3, Persona 4 remakes coming, so $30 pop there. It's pretty good for those games. Plants vs. Zombies cannon fodder. Got your Prey cannon fodder for Game Pass. Prototypes, if you want to play Prototype. In theory, these should eventually go on Game Pass, but who knows when that'll ever happen. But $15 for 2 of those is pretty good. Psychonauts stuff, great games, but Game Pass, same with the Quakes. Quantum Break, a lot of fun, but it's on Game Pass. Worth the play if you guys have never played Quantum Break. I actually really like this game. It's a true and true Remedy title. Often overlooked. Recore, a pretty fun platforming game, honestly. It sucks that Xbox wasn't able to make this a franchise, but maybe they can port it to PlayStation and it'll have another life. Outriders is definitely, I would say, if it's tempting to you, I'd say it's worth giving a whirl to. I like that one quite a bit. $5. Your Red Dead's, rumor going right now, Red Dead 2 getting a current gen upgrade for an extra premium price, like $10 or so, maybe this summer. Keep your eye out. Remnant's, first game, it's like Dark Souls with guns. Remnant 1, Remnant 2, Remnant 3 should be next year, I think, or something. Yeah, it should be coming out next year. So Remnant's coming, but Remnant 1 and 2 are pretty good. And I think this one, is there a definitive edition? You probably want to wait for the complete edition to go on sale so you get the DLC. Resident Evils, typical prices, $5 a pop. There's usually a bundle triple pack you can buy it, but $5 each. Resident Evil 0, 4, 5, 6. Just take a look at the different prices for Resident Evils. This is always the usual prices. The remake trilogy is usually one of the better bangs for your buck, but there's also, if you like 2 and 3, sometimes Raccoon City Edition goes on sale for a good price, so I would just wait for that. Revelations, which apparently does not have co-op. Haha, wanted to do a stream of it, sucks to suck. But yeah, $5 each. Typically, I would say just buy the collection bundle when that's on sale. It's a better deal. Tomb Raiders, I don't know if the Tomb Raider collection is on sale, but $6 for that one's pretty good. RoboCop, they're preparing you for the DLC coming out. RoboCop for $6 is lots of fun. It's actually not a bad sale this year. Rise is good for $6, but it's on Game Pass. Yeah, Gears Reloaded. Yeah, I don't know if I got my code yet. So Scars Above, I did a stream of this whole game. $6 is not a bad little kind of adventure game. It's kind of like a budget cut version of like what's the PlayStation one called? Sorry, I'm trying to think of it. Returnal, but it's like it's not quite like that. It's a little bit more straightforward story wise, but like $6, honestly, if you want a little fun, I think it's like 4 or 5 hours or so. It's not a bad little adventure for $6, honestly. Scribble Knots, this is good for the kids. The Scribble Knots series, I always recommend it for your kids as far as like learning and literature stuff. Sekiro should, in theory, someday be on Game Pass, but you know, Tomb Raider. Usually the wow, the Survivor trilogy is not on sale. I'd wait for the Survivor trilogy. It goes on sale all the time. Oh, okay, we're at that part where there's the Sims stuff. Alright, let me just like get a little bit of a breather before I tackle doing the Sims bundles. Alright, I'm ready to emotionally handle The Sims. Don't forget to like the stream, subscribe, it's great, donations, cool. Consider becoming a channel member gifted, the Patreon option, the Discord for stream alerts, and the Amazon store affiliate link. Alright, The Sims 4 back to school. Why don't we get together and get to work with these crazy bundles that throw together everything? Cats and dogs and parenthood? The fun outside? Live lavishly, I know I am at my new house. City living, cats and dogs are my first pet. The seasons of getting famous on an island living Discovery University adventure where I run a horse ranch and grow together through my high school years while I dream of living in the cottage life but really wanting to go out for a snowy escape. But at my heart, I know an eco lifestyle is the thing for me. But that's why I rent, because I love Struck and I love life and death. But I'm really into running a business and a hobby. And it's these bundles that I can't get enough of, because I'm a vampire that likes to dine out, but also I don't mind the odd spa day for an outdoor retreat. But that's when Parenthood struck, and I had to go on a jungle adventure to escape my wife. Then things got a little strange in the realm of magic, and then for some reason Star Wars happened, but I came home at the end of it for a dream home decorator experience. But then things got spooky in my cool kitchen that happened to be near my perfect patio. I threw luxury parties for werewolves, and then I had wedding stories. Yeah, I brought my friends over for a movie hangout, and we chilled in my romantic garden. The kids were in their room. We were chilling in the backyard of the romantic garden, but we were dressed in vintage glamour because we knew that bowling night was coming pretty soon. And then we went and we did some nifty knitting in our tiny living Moschino Laundry Day Toddler Fitness Expansion Pack experience. And the poor paranormal struck, but what I really wanted to do was have a home chef hustle. Sims 3. Skate 3 is a pretty good price for $4 if you want to buy to own. Kong is terrible. Sleeping Dogs, $4.50, really, really good. You like GTA type stuff, Sleeping Dogs, definitely worth it. I gotta stream that someday. Soul Cal 6, theoretically, eventually the licensing will run out on that, but Soul Cal 6, the little DLC is not bad. What else do we got here? Star Wars canon fodder. I think people are still getting all hip and happy about Star Wars Battlefront. So like if you just want to jump on the Battlefront bandwagon, $5. Outlaws, $35. It's not bad for it, honestly. Starfield, I love Starfield. It's on Game Pass. Should be coming to PlayStation soon. State of Decay, State of Decay 3 theoretically should be coming out in like a year or so. The first game for $5 is pretty good, and the second game with all the DLC for like $7 is really, really good. But they're both Game Pass. I think this one's on Game Pass, no? Is that not on Game Pass? Why wouldn't that be on Game Pass? That's super weird. Stellaris, if you like Civilization, but in space. Pretty good game. Subnautica's usual prices for this stuff. Suicide Squad, terrible game, but 90% off. Sunset Overdrive, phenomenal. It's on Game Pass though. What else we got? Siberia, The World V4. So this is the most recent Siberia. They're remastering the original. I'm very, very excited about that. The Siberia games are very good. You got your Tales games. Tales of Arise is excellent. What else we got? Tell Me Why is free because it's Pride Month. So, if you like the Life is Strange, you like the Telltale games, yeah, for free, it's a few chapters, story, everything like that. Terminator Resistance. So keep in mind that there's two versions. So, like, this is the next gen version of Terminator Resistance. You want the better version, honestly. It's a way better time. But, Terminator Resistance is not a bad price. But seriously, this is last gen and this is the current gen version. So yeah, you got your Tekkens, some other stuff, other games. Your Crew is on sale. The Dark Pictures Anthology Pack for $40, not bad. You get quite a few games. Not a terrible deal there either. Talked about this other stuff. Usual Skyrim, everything like that. Evil Within's, but on Game Pass, $5 a pop. It's criminal that they're charging $30 for this. Like, if they fix this game up, it's basically like The Witcher. It's like Jesus' The Witcher. This game wouldn't be bad if they fixed up the bugs and stuff. Like, honestly, there's something good in the meat and the bones of this game, but the game itself is terrible. Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria, if you want to do a survival kind of crafting mining game, but with dwarves, it's not terrible. The Quarry, kind of fun, again, if you like your Telltale stuff and everything like that. That was on Game Pass for a while. The Stone of Madness. Did I have that? I don't even think I had that. Your Walking Deads. I think there's like a Walking Dead bundle, though. Might be better bang for your buck. Thief for $3. Terrible game, but, for $3, could be worse. What else we got here? Tiny Tina stuff. Never got a code for that, so I don't support it. Titanfall 2, your favorite indie game that's on sale for $3 all the time. Got your Ghost Recons. Everybody loves Wildlands. It's on Game Pass. Ooh, Tomb Raiders. $3 for Anniversary is pretty good. $3 for Underworld's great. I don't know why they charge so much for Legends. Makes no sense to me, but $3. Tomb Raider, again, I'd wait for the trilogy bundle to be on sale at some point down the road. What else we got here? Other stuff. Trepang, if you like Fear. It's kind of like that. Trepang. Turok. Thank you, Turok. Usually there's like a Turok bundle. Yeah, it's not on sale, but sometimes the Turok bundle goes on sale. What else do we got here? Anything else good? Like, honestly, if you're looking for like a casual, neat little thriller game for like $3.50, Virginia's okay. Honestly, for $3.50, it's not a long game, but for a few bucks, not bad. You got Watch Dogs, Cannon Fodder. The werewolf game. This game is terrible, but for like $3, it's like not bad for like $3, but like it is terrible. Yeah, it genuinely is not good. Your Wolfensteins, but they're on Game Pass. Zoo Tycoon, you want the Ultimate Animal Edition if you're on current gen. What? You too good to take care of these animals, guys? Come on. And then it looks like it's DLC crap at the end of this. Yeah, lots of extra DLC stuff. Which is good if you didn't buy a DLC for anything. Oh, you can buy the XL pack stuff for $5. Red Dead's the Undead Nightmare for $7. That's the zombie one, not bad. The deluxe edition upgrade for $3.50. Not bad. Okay, we finished the list of crap on sale. I'm gonna go quickly through the best deals. My favorite picks out of this sale. I just want to take a second to remind you that like the summer sale, in theory, should be a better sale. It takes place in mid-July. Every Xbox sale this year has been a week late compared to the previous 5 years. So everything seems to be taking place a little bit later. Typically, this sale starts during or right before the Xbox conference, so everything is delayed. But the sale should last till the 23rd, and then the spring or the summer sale should be in theory a better collection of games. In theory, but we're gonna go over the best sales stuff quickly before calling it a day on this stuff. So if you're wondering why I'm going through it quickly, it's just kind of like, oh, these are the highlights that I thought of. Again, the Tomb Raider games, $3 each, not bad for those. Let's see what else we got here. There were actually kind of a few decent deals. Again, tell me why free throughout the month for Pride. It's free, so like, I mean, it's free. You either like it or you don't, but they're giving it to you for nothing, so that's a pretty good deal. I think anything that's as free as far as the gaming experience is not bad. If you're on the Battlefront 2 Resurgence hype campaign for Battlefront 3, $5 or whatever, but it goes on sale for $3 all the time, but they're making money off of it. Sleeping Dogs for $4.50. If you like GTA. Let's see what else there is. Good price cuts. Scars Above, $6. Yeah, honestly, it's not a bad game. RoboCop, preparing for the sequel, not bad at all. Resident Evil's usual sales. 70% off. The prototype bundle is good, but that should be launching on Game Pass pretty soon, within like a little small window here. What else do we got on this list? Oh, Peppa Pig is on sale. Somebody was asking about Peppa Pig. Mortal Shell for $3 because the sequel is coming. $3 is not bad for Mortal Shell. Mafia, $12 ahead of the sequel or the prequel coming. Pretty good deal. Seriously, really, really good deal. Jade Empire for $2.50, kind of a must-have buy. Guardians of the Galaxy, great game, absolutely phenomenal, but it goes on sale for that amount all the time. Let's see, best sales. Like, there's not bad stuff on sale. It's just a lot of it is like the usual stuff. All the Dead Risings for like $5 each, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I don't know if I need to go for Call of Duty games, but all the CODs are on sale. They should theoretically be on Game Pass eventually. Theoretically. I think this is the cheapest I've seen the Blood Rain games. I'd like to buy them, but I don't want to spend money on them. The BioShock collection for 3 games, $10. Absolutely must have. Seriously. Somebody should donate so I can do a video on Ball in Wonderland. So silly. Let's see what else we got here. Ball in Wonderland. What a time to be alive. Alien Isolation, FPS boosted $10. Alan Wake Remastered for less than $5. 2 Plague Tale games, $30 together. Pretty good deal. Death Stranding half off. Dying Light 2 Reloaded with some stuff, $20. Pretty good. Alan Wake 2 Deluxe, $32. Pretty good. Resident Evil Village, $15. Really good deal on that one, seriously. Pretty deep cut on the Kingdom Come, thing, and then Black Ops 6, and finally 20% off of Oblivion. Not the greatest sales, but it's the deal unlock sale, so it's not, it's just kind of like, oh, we did our conference thing. It's, not so bad, pretty decent. But that's it. I'll see you guys around later, and then again, the summer sale is in about a month, so keep your eye out for that sale, as we'll dive in and talk about that. And then after the summer sale, we won't get anything until kind of October with like the Halloween sale, and then Black Friday and countdown sale for like the holidays. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sale ends 6th to the 23rd. If you grab anything cool, let me know. And yeah, be sure to like the video and subscribe on your way out. And I'll see you guys later tonight for Rainbow Six. Cool.